Hello, I'm Theodore Parker, and this is the Side Ship. Today is July 28th, 2022. Still talking about the mask. I think Dr. Fauci was on TV with some information pertaining to COVID 19 to pass on to the public. Yes, he was. I think New York is going to give you some updates on the monkeypox situation. I haven't looked at it nationally to see what the numbers are, but you can access that in your area. It seems to me that today's news items were just a lot of say what's. Say that again. So, anyway, $830 million jackpot numbers have been announced for those of you who are lottery players. So let's kind of get into it. Moving things along on Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, into the weekend. Come Monday, it will be August 2022. I missed this one yesterday. I was going to talk about it, or at least mention it. $1 million in jewelry taken from church during live stream. If my memory serves me correctly, I'm pretty sure that was New York. And just, I had questions, was it in the safe, whatever. But I think they were wearing it. The bishop was wearing it, him and his wife, $1 million in jewelry, which probably leads to the comment, well, Rev, what were you doing with the money? But then right on top of that, earlier this week, I saw that there was $1 million armored car heist, and that was jewelry as well. So if you ask my opinion, that kind of leads to somebody knowing that it was there again. And if you want to know something, Buffalo Wild Wings is giving out free wings for National Chicken Wing Day. So if you are interested in that, have a taste for it, make your way on over to Buffalo Wild Wings. Which, if I didn't mention it, speaking of chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken, in Paris has a specialty sandwich called the barbecue burger. But it is not a burger, it is a fried chicken patty with cheese, bacon, and pickles. So that's a Paris item only. All right. Speaking about travel and the airlines, JetBlue wins Spirit takeover battle with a $3.8 billion deal. So that would make it the fifth largest airline. With so many flights canceled, various other things going on, crew, staff, everybody else out, sick, etc., etc. Airlines been kind of catching it lately. So now JetBlue, and both of those were listed on the stock exchange, makes the deal. And that was Thursday, so it must be a time zone thing. And that does create the fifth largest U.S. airline. Russia-Ukraine war, Kherson counteroffensive gaining momentum. As I said, there were a lot of items in here. This is another one. Trump is asking an appeals court to give him absolute immunity from civil lawsuits linked to the January 6th Capitol riots. Well, the U.S. district judge already ruled that he would be responsible. And it's kind of like based on the way he filed, claiming that we was part of his wording, Capitol rioters involved in that Capitol riot, were doing what they do, et cetera, et cetera. But the inclusion of the word we caused the judge to make him responsible, him as well as the rioters. Which is something that I have avoided saying, but here we go. About Trump's attitude during the actual hours and minutes that the riot was taking place. Nero fiddled while Rome burned. Moving right along, former Republicans and Democrats form new third U.S. political party. Now, when I saw this, I automatically said, what? Because we already have a third party. It's called independent. Bernie Sanders kind of like represents that, But this seems, after I read some of it anyway, most of it. Republicans and Democrats from as far back as the Reagan era, led by a younger man who is trying to disavow himself from the Democratic Party. They have conventions lined up and a national meeting where they will go with an explanation of their platform and goals. Two major parties and a third party called the Independent, which, even though they may not realize it, they would end up being a part of. Brittany Griner's testimony reveals more chilling details about Russian detention. In this case, some of the high points were that her translator did not do a detailed job of translating for her in court. Prior to that, when she was stopped at the airport, the only translation she got was from her app on the phone, which may not have been adequate. But she does put in, as far as her statement, that she did have them, although she doesn't realize how she packed them, but subsequent information has come out that it was prescribed for her beginning back in 2020 for chronic pain. And it was not her intention to bring them into Russian territory. Also, she said that her lawyer who represented her had received a stack of papers. And when she expected him to translate for her, he just said, "You are guilty." So that's just some of the things that's going on. Here in Kentucky, Kentucky State Police are looking for Hardin County, which is this area here. Woman arrested at least 12 times since 2014. At this point, my device started giving a slow connection, so I don't have any details after this. Cesar Millan, who's at the Dog Whisperer, the guy that's famous for dogs, they treat people, not dogs, settles lawsuit where he was accused of covering up the death of Queen Latifah's dog. Again in New York, subway passengers left stunned after dancers twerk and offer lap dances in a flash mob. Now that might have been something to see. In Kentucky again, Bullitt County Detention Deputy Jailer text escaped female inmate multiple times. Which lends to some other things, I think, around the jail circuit. Some males in detention paid the jailer $1,000 to have access to the female area of the jail, subsequently raped and abused many of the female inmates. And also, in following up in Alabama, the case of the deputy person in charge of the jail, the woman and the man that escaped. He was, what, 6'9" himself, and she tried to disguise him as a woman. More information on her death regarding them trying to escape, and she's saying she had a gun, and he's the one that killed her. So that's like everything that people prior to that knew him, saying that there were other incidences where women had died and he was the only one present. And at the time of his escape, his former fiance was warning everybody. So come to find out, he is guilty of that. Just a little catching up, Stranger Things writers deny retroactively editing to the show. I haven't watched Stranger Things yet, so I would not know what it is that they are talking about. But I just take their word for it. And since it's Thursday and I already said there were some strange things in the headlines, we'll go out the door with this one, I guess. I said it was 73 degrees and showers going up to 86. Okay. Because the ground's wet this morning, and I think I heard it raining last night. If you don't know about this, what I'm about to say, that's cool. And if you've heard the expression, so be it. Blue balls is a real condition, not a myth, says doctor. Thursday, July 28, 2022. That's it. Hashtag